Hello and welcome to Swipe. Coming up, we take a walk on the cyber wild side, exploring the world of animal robotics. OK Glass, now record. We try out a pair of Google glasses for size. The wearable tech race speeds up as Sony throws its hat, or wig, into the ring. And we're taking a look at some of the top titles available for handheld devices. The animal kingdom has been inspiring us for quite some time now. Studying the behaviour and biology of other species has helped us design aircraft, textiles, wind turbines and even Velcro. That thanks to the buzz on a dog's coat. So it comes as no surprise that scientists are also turning to the natural world to enhance and evolve the field of robotics. Sky's Gemma Morris reports.
A perfect humanoid may still be a long way off in the world of robotics, but in the meantime, engineers have been making the most of some other species for ideas.
Hello, my name is Robotics. My design is based on the salamander skeleton.
The Robot Safari exhibition at the Science Museum is part of the growing recognition of wildlife-inspired robotics from a diverse field of disciplines. Meet Robo-Spider. Built to help further research of arachnids, it's also a tool to help children learn how to code.
In our country, it's growing interest in robotics. And this little small example, like the spider, shows that the robotics can be applied anywhere.
Mimicking animal behaviour means roboticists have a much broader set of skills to work with. For example, replicating the physiology and movement of a sea turtle means these aquabots can explore dangerous underwater wrecks that are too risky for human divers.
I think the main reason for studying nature is that it's like a big, freely available patent database. Actually, you have billions of years to try out all sorts of solutions, and some of them might work, some of them don't, but they definitely give you inspiration how to solve any particular problem.
It's an area which is constantly evolving, attracting interest from a range of sectors, from agriculture to the military, but it's not without its growing pains.
We do have robots that can walk like animals on uneven surfaces, but we don't have anything with the agility say of a dog or a cat. So there's a huge amount of problems to be solved, and it's not going to be solved just by making faster computers. We have to actually understand the biological systems better.
The Salamandra robotica. This is used by neurobiologists to study the nervous system of early vertebrates. It's taken 10 years to get to this stage, but it's still a long way off some of its more ambitious goals.
We hope that in very long term this can help understanding even how humans work and so on, to get a better understanding of the spinal cord and possibly to have some treatments for paraplegics and so on, but we are very far from that.
The progress is certainly exciting, but it may take scientists just a little while longer to catch up with Mother Nature completely. Gemma Morris, Sky News.
You're watching Swipe. Coming up, we meet the company that's making 3D printed dolls. But first, no doubt having Google Glass would top this year's fantasy festive wish list of quite a few of you tech geeks out there. The specs have been one of the most talked about items from 2013, and Christmas came early to the Swipe team this week as we managed to get our hands on a pair. Sky's Philippa Hall tried them on for size.
So these are them, the Google Glass.
This is them.
Simple, just put it on.
Just like a normal pair of glasses.
Well, I do wear glasses, so...
Yeah, you should still, I mean, we're still developing this,
I'm kind of expecting this to feel quite familiar. OK Glass. Record a video. OK, so start straight away.
There you go. You can press the camera button to extend the time.
So this is going to be 10 seconds, unless I press this button. Oh, I've just pressed it at 9 seconds, so now it keeps recording.
That's right.
Show me what else it can do, I want to know.
So, you can, if you're in a foreign country and you want, let's say you're in Spain, and you want to be, let's say Japan, let's make it more complicated. You're in Japan, you don't speak any Japanese, I assume.
No, nothing.
Why don't you ask it, where is the station in Japanese? So all you do is you'd say, OK Glass.
OK Glass, Google. How do I say, where is the station in Japanese?
So that will work with Google Translate, and it should be saying it in your ear through the microphone.
Yeah, it did. I heard. It's strange because you hear it just behind the ear.
That's right.
So how do I get it to play it again, because I need to check my pronunciation?
So you tap, and you can tap again and it will read it aloud to you.
Eki wa doko desu, maybe.
Perfect.
Okay, one more cool thing that this can do that I should know about.
You can ask it to tell you where the nearest cinema is if you're looking to go to cinema tonight.
Okay, let's see if I can do this.
So it'll be OK Glass.
OK Glass.
Get directions to.
Get directions to.
Cinema.
Cinema. Wonderful. Does it also buy me popcorn and
So
like
Waterman's is the nearest one to you, if you know that one.
Can I pre-order things?
Yeah, well, one day, who knows?
One day you can send your favourite sweets and they'll have it there on the, well,
so now
who
it
knows
shows
where
where you
wearable
are.
technology
Now if you move
can
your
take
head,
you. Move my head. Oh my goodness.
it'll orient to where you are. So you'll see that actually you never get lost
telling
again.
me to go this way. Cool.
Got a long way to go, but that's it. And so, there you go.
You're watching Swipe. Coming up, Apple cleans up at the Pocket Lint Awards. But first, as part of a new series here in Swipe, we are taking a look at how technology is boosting British business and helping new startups. Makey in East London is one company that's taking advantage of advances in 3D printing to make more unique toys.
Makey is a toys and games company based in Shoreditch in London, and we make the world's first 3D printed toys. I think the mission of Makey is to make toys and games better in every way. You can make a Makey on the web, or you can make a Makey on an iPad, and basically what you do is you open up the app or you open up the website, and then you edit the face, and you can edit anything on the face, from the eyes, the distance between the eyes, the nose, the mouth, the jaw, the hair, the ears, and then we take it into the little workshop, put the clothes on, click all the pieces together because everything kind of pops off, it's very component based, slide it into a tube, put the certificate in with it, and then send it out. All of our dolls are 3D printed, and the thing that achieves for us is it means that we can make everything on demand, and we can make things really quickly. So somebody in our forum can ask for a crown or a bag or a belt, and we can have it in the shop by the end of the week. This completely changes everything in terms of how quick we can be and how much we can make. So the breadth of the things that we make is much broader because we can do whatever we want really quickly. I think that as we scale, it will be really good to actually put in place the local manufacturer that we've been talking about. So printing dolls for North America in North America, and dolls for Japan in Japan, so that we can see the benefits of the technology, so that there's less waste, there's less shipping, and we can make that big change, which is something that the toy industry needs, I think.
You're watching Swipe. Coming up, switch off your console. We review some of the best games for handhelds. But first, here's a roundup of anything you might have missed over the last few days. Sony is the latest company to enter the wearable tech race, filing a patent application for a smart wig. No longer just for the follically challenged, it will apparently be able to process data and communicate wirelessly with other external devices. It'll even get you home and take your blood pressure. Who knows, it could even win over a few fashionistas who haven't liked some of the more sartorially challenged bits of wearable tech. Bitcoin has been breaking records this week. According to one of the major exchanges for the virtual currency, a single Bitcoin has, for the first time, surpassed the $1,000 mark. That's £613 a Bitcoin. Confidence in the currency has grown since it was described as, quote, a legitimate financial service at a US Senate committee hearing. Apple has bought the 3D sensing company PrimeSense. It paid £216 million for the Israeli company, which specialises in sensing tech that allows devices to observe a scene in 3 dimensions. It's again fueling speculation that Apple is developing its own motion sensing device, perhaps even some form of gesture control for that much anticipated Apple TV. Now TV has been named this year's best home entertainment device at the Pocket Lint Gadget Awards.
Powered by Sky and firing through broadband, it's here to give you the most amazing content out there across loads of screens.
The box, which is powered by Sky and turns your telly into a smart TV, was one of the big winners at the annual celebration of the year's finest tech. Winning in the wearable tech category was the super smart Pebble wristwatch. HTC One was named this year's best mobile phone. Apple's 13-inch MacBook Air was named Best Laptop, and the iPad Air was named Best Tablet and this year's Best Product. An advert for engineering toys for girls, which has ended up going viral, has now run into a spot of copyright bother. Goldilocks' original video featured a group of young girls singing about coding and building spaceships in a parody of a popular Beastie Boys song. Well, for obvious reasons, we can't show you it now, but it racked up over 8 million views on YouTube. The band say they support the empowerment of young girls, but they won't permit their music to be used in product ads. Well, after the release of the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, we're a little bit consoled out here at Swipe. So in this week's gaming review, we decided to take a look at some of the handheld releases. IGN's Daniel Krupa has been talking us through some of the top titles for the Nintendo 3DS and the PS Vita.
So for the 3DS, I think probably one of the games of the year is Zelda: A Link Between Two Worlds. Now, if you've ever played the 1991 classic, A Link to the Past, this might have a strong nostalgic pull for you. It's very much in the tradition of Zelda games. It's a heroic quest with lots of puzzle solving, but it takes that very kind of tried and tested formula and puts it on its head somewhat. So even if you've played loads of Zelda games, you'll still find it surprising, unexpected, and like those other games, it's stimulating and just one of the best games of the year for me anyway. The other big 3DS game is Pokemon X and Y. Now, Pokemon's been around for years, but again, this is one that kind of, I don't know, kind of reinvigorates the series. It's moved it into the 3D world, and it's set in a kind of Parisian landscape, but at its heart it's still Pokemon, and that formula is still as compelling as ever. You go around collecting your creatures, you raise them, you nurture them, and then you pit them against each other, and that core mechanic, that core journey is still very, very powerful and lovely. PlayStation Vita also has great games of its own. Not only does it let you stream games from your PlayStation 4, it has some games that are really truly exceptional this Christmas. You've got Tearaway. Now, I absolutely love Tearaway. It's a 3D platformer with this kind of light puzzle solving, but it's from the people who made Little Big Planet, so it's a game that really celebrates creativity, storytelling and imagination, which aren't bad things when you're kind of sick of guns in games. So it's a game that's set in a world that's looks like it's made out of paper and paper crafts, so everyone's made out of thick card and tracing paper and so on, and it uses the Vita's unique array of input sensors, the touchscreen, the cameras, so when you're playing with this world it feels like you're actually touching it. Even if you touch the rear pad, your fingers kind of break through the paper and appear in the game, so it's a gaming experience that I can't really imagine being on any other platform. The other game on PlayStation Vita that's definitely worth checking out is Flower. Now, this came out a few years ago on PlayStation 3, and it's kind of unlike any other gaming experience out there. It's from the people who made Journey last year, and it's a similar sort of poetic, kind of ethereal game where you play the wind and you guide petals in a landscape, bringing back life to a monochromatic landscape. It's truly beautiful, really soothing, very relaxing, and I guarantee you've probably never played anything like it.
Well, that's your lot for this week. Remember, you can catch up with the breaking tech stories all week on Sky News for iPad, our smartphone apps, and skynews.com. We'll see you next time.